Hello amigos, RadiShineAmigo here and welcome back to Let's Play Crash Bandicoot Purple, Ripto's Rampage. Yeah, I said the different title from the name that time. That's what it's called in America. Over here in Europe land, British land, called Crash Bandicoot Fusion. So yeah, no, either works. So last part, we were getting into Nina Cortex. And this is her first appearance. Hey Spyro. Well, believe it or not, Nina was actually supposed to appear in Crash Nitro Kart. Originally, Nitro Kart was going to be made by a company that isn't Vicarious Visions, I believe. And then when Vicarious Visions took over, they just scrapped it. Now basically, the information I got here, Nina was originally created by Traveller's Tales and was going to make her first debut in Crash Nitro Kart. But after Vicarious Visions was chosen to develop the game, she was scrapped for unknown reasons. So maybe the game might have not been in development at that point, actually, to be fair. So yeah, of course we've got another one of these tanks mini games. I've explained this before, so I'm gonna go a bit into Nina Cortex, just as a bit of preparation for when I get to Crash Twinsanity, because she appears in that game and has a major role in that game, and yeah. So we'll get into some trivia. So her first appearance, yeah, there's this game, but her actual physical appearance is what I mean. It's based on one of the designers that worked at Traveller's Tales, and some of her earlier designs actually featured her wearing a white lab coat, similar to Cortex's. Speaking of Cortex, so Nina is referred to as Cortex's niece. However, and we will get to this when we get to Twinsanity, but Cortex almost accidentally calls her his daughter. I don't know why, but maybe she actually is his daughter and he likes to hide it or something, or maybe she doesn't want to be related to him or something, I don't know. Some more trivia here. If Cortex had not replaced her hands and sent her to the Evil Academy, she might not have been good or even an ally of Crash. And of course, we'll be getting a bit more into that when we play Twinsanity. So, yeah. Quite a bit of little bits of trivia just about Nina Cortex. Nina Cortex is quite an interesting character, to be honest. I quite like her inclusion. I like the characters that worked with Cortex, but I always thought it was quite interesting having someone related to Cortex as a character in the universe. So if we get another Crash game that's a platformer, but it's all completely original, I do kind of hope that they add Nina back in, because Nina was a good character. I like Nina. And the entirety of Crash Twinsanity story is really, really funny. The best part of that game, in my opinion, is actually the cutscenes, to be honest. Although of course we're not on that game yet, sadly. At least better than this game. Let's see. Is there anything else we can say about Nina? In the Game Boy Advance version of Crash of the Titans, Nina wears grey shorts instead of a skirt. And Nina was actually going to originally talk in Crash Twinsanity. That's interesting. Nina is one of the 5 playable female characters, with the 4 others being Coco, Pasadena, Tana, and Yaya. I don't even... who is this character? Oh, she's from Tag Team Racing. Okay, it's the possum. Okay, yeah, Crash Tag Team Racing is I don't remember some of the characters' names on that game. But it's an alright game. I'll get to that one eventually as well, of course. Now, so I believe we're in the third world at the moment. It's more of a lava theme compared to the second world, which is a snow theme. And see if there's any trivia about this game that I can talk about. Because, I mean, we've been through this before. We're still on the tank mission, aren't we? Yeah, we're still on the tank mission. These levels, these missions are long. So, this is a random bit of trivia. The box count for all the mini-games on all difficulties combines up to 1,652. I don't know why you'd want to know that, but there you go. The mini-game N-Ballism from multiplayer mode is identical to the one in Crash Bash of the same name, with the only difference being that a spinning cog appears in the middle of the arena instead of engine. Now, I haven't actually touched the multiplayer mode in this game, and I don't think this mode's in the single player. Let me have a look. I don't see it in the single player list. So that's kind of cool. They have like unique gameplay styles for, you know, the multiplayer. I mean, it's kind of a bit iffy having something like that. I mean, it's kind of like you kind of feel like the multiplayer would be more similar to the main game, but I guess in this case, because it's a mini game collection, it doesn't really make sense to do that. The name of Blink, one of the recurring characters in the Spyro the Dragon series, is misspelled as Blinky. So that's something I wouldn't have picked up on, because I actually didn't know who Blink was until I played this game. And the reason for that being is because the only other games he appears in is Spyro Shadow Legacy, Spyro Heroes Tale. I don't even know what's the Shadow Legacy is a DS game. I've never played Spyro Heroes Tale, but I heard that out of like the games that aren't the original trilogy, it's probably the best one. Until we get our remastered collection, which comes soon, and then that's probably going to be the best Spyro game. I'm looking forward to when that comes out. Well, I'm not the biggest like Spyro fan. I've always really enjoyed playing like the games, the ones that I have played anyway. Spyro 2 being my favourite, but Spyro 1 is just honestly like really fun. This tank gets stuck on walls like so often. Now I believe I've missed a box, so I'm going back to get it. I can't believe I've like gone through like all of that talking and we're still on this bloody tank minigame. Has anybody ever collected, like anybody watching this video, have you ever collected any of the cards in this game? And if you did, like, do you get anything for it? Was like it satisfying getting all the cards? Because like, I don't even think it doesn't, I think. I think they're all just like, you know, just some visual thing to say that you've got it. Yeah, I can't see anything on here about it. We've got the trading cards on. Let's see if get some trivia up for this. No, there isn't any trivia for this at all. But does it say how many cards there are in the game? It doesn't say how many there are, but I could count every single individual card that's on here. But I'm not going to. I could say, so there's like... Okay, so there's like, the actual... So when I was talking about the colours that the cards have, so just to go over that again, the item cards are blue, the enemy cards are green, the ability cards are yellow, the location cards are orange, and the character cards are red. That isn't just because they're separating them in categories, it's also because they're separating their rarity. So the blue ones are the lowest rarity, and the characters are the highest rarity. I can go over some of the characters. So we've got Crash, Coco, Cortex, Nina, Crunch, Engine, Entropy, Entrance, Dingo Dial, but like it says Brainwash next to it, so it's Brainwash Dingo Dial, Tiny, Brainwashed Polar, and Fake Crash. I wonder why they chose to go with the brainwashed version as opposed to, you know, the normal version. Yeah, brainwashing actually is like a random, like, reoccurring theme in like the PS2-ish era of Crash Bandicoot. Because you think about it, the first time it made an appearance was with Crunch in Crash Wrath of Cortex, and then after that they use it again for Nitro Kart when you have Dingo Dial and Polar and Para. Yeah, so in Nitro Kart, and then in Crash Entranced, Fake Crash gets brainwashed. And then this is like later down on the line. Crash of the Titans, Coco gets brainwashed. The first time actually was in Entranced as well. Coco gets brainwashed in Entranced, Titans, and Mind Over Mutant. Crunch doesn't just get brainwashed in Wrath of Cortex. He also gets brainwashed in Entranced and Mind Over Mutant. Just quite a few times. And then if you think about like the main gameplay mechanic of the Titans games, you use the Aku Aku mask to basically brainwash the monsters or the Titans that you take over anyway. So I don't know why they just really liked the idea of brainwashing in the Crash Bandicoot series once it got to after the PS1 era games, you know? Moneybags, Crash, my boy. I could have sworn that they have like different mini games for this. I think they do. Yeah, they do, because they have the like the cup one as well. I've shown some of them off already. It's just this game really blends in. Like I almost forgot what part I was on when I was like recording this, because everything just looks the same. Now, I believe I'm maybe going back for like a card or something. Can't remember. It's been a while since I played this. The hitboxes are kind of a bit iffy in this game. A part of it is just I just don't care. Because like this game is, at this point this game has pretty much bored me. But the hitboxes feel like a tiny bit off. Though to be fair, the main like hub world mechanic isn't obviously like the main mechanic in the game anyway, so maybe that's their reasoning. And we got another one of these water ones. It doesn't really stick much with the lava theme actually, this one. It's like you've got like the greyish rocks on the outside, which I guess kind of goes towards that theme, but you don't really have anything else that's like, if you showed this level to any person on the internet and you asked them, what's the level theme of this world? They wouldn't say lava. Because of course, like I said before, this game likes to stick with the same theme. But I guess it's a bit more selective in some areas. But, I mean, that's fine, to be honest. Like, having a different aesthetic is, you know, I like that, you know, that's typical Crash. It's just, you know, this game is trying to do one thing, but ends up also adding another thing into that, and then, like, forgetting about the first thing that they did. You know, so it's kind of, it's a weird, like, mishmash of things and ideas, and you kind of, like, get the feeling that they didn't really know what they were doing when they were making this game. Who actually did make this game? Like, it was Vicarious Visions. No, okay, it's Vicarious Visions. Okay, I find that hard to believe, but it's true. And we've got another destroy all the crates. So a lot of these minigames don't actually last very long. You know, this game isn't very long, to be honest. This is 8 parts, I believe this Let's Play is. So yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.